Generals. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General. And guys, I had to talk about this, okay, on this fine Thursday afternoon. I know by now, many of you may or may not have seen the clips that have gone viral all over social media. They still talking about it on my timeline today, which prompted me to make this video on the brawl that happened in women's college basketball. Again, we are in March Madness between, I believe it was South Alabama and Caroline Coastal. It was a women's college basketball game, and they got into brawling. Okay, they got to fighting. They got to testing the girls, that is, on the court, the players. And apparently they knocked out one of the refs, the female ref. And it was crazy because I ain't gonna lie, it was giving like flopping. Like, are you really knocked out unconscious? Like, she literally just like laid there like this. And I'm just like, come on now. I mean, them girls be big. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, them women's college basketball players, they tend to be like taller. They're more like stronger than the average woman. She kind of looked dainty. I'm like, did they really apply that much pressure on her temple that she's literally knocked unconscious? Oh no, it was just, I ain't gonna lie, it's sad, don't get me wrong, but be honest, we must admit, it's a little bit funny. I don't know if it's just me, okay, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but, okay, I'm not a hoodlum, okay, I don't be out here fighting, but I kind of get a little bit of an adrenaline rush when I see fights, okay? Remember when World Star Hip Hop was like big, like when I was in middle school, high school? We love watching fights, even in the middle of class, in detention, whatever, on the way to school on the bus, on the way home from school on the bus. We would like literally be on World Star all day just looking at fights. Girl fights mainly was like the best ones. Sports fight clips. We would look at, mainly like girls fighting in school. Even here on YouTube, I'm sorry, but it's like every now and then I just like to see a good fight, okay? Nothing too gory or whatever, like, people getting hurt, but it's like just a good cat fight. It's just something, it does something to me, okay? It just makes the adrenaline flood through my veins. So, of course, guys, we got to talk about this ref getting clocked, getting her clock cleaned, okay, just the other day in this women's college basketball game. Guys, this is an article brought to you by EssentiallySports.com titled, NCAA World Stunned After Referee Gets Knocked Out in Wild South Alabama Coastal Carolina Brawl. This is a Sun Belt Championship game that didn't catch the eye before it unfolded turned into one that became the focal point for a troubling reason. Right? Because I'm like, who is these players? Who is this team? South Alabama versus Caroline Coastal? Who are y'all? Right? So it says, while aggressive conflicts and brawls between players are not uncommon in basketball, the South Alabama Coastal Carolina incident on Wednesday escalated when a game official became involved, prompting the NCAA community to react. Because it was the fourth quarter of the Sun Belt Tournament, second round game between the Jaguars and, the Chanticleers, when the incident occurred. With just over 5 minutes remaining in the game, South Alabama's Cordesia Harris and Coastal Carolina's Tracy Houston got into a tussle near the basket. Both players threw punches and referees intervened to calm the situation. In a surprising turn of events, the game official, Marla Gearhart, was reportedly struck while trying to normalize the situation, leading to her collapse on the floor. According to reports, Gearhart was mistakenly struck by one of the players in the brawl. Other officials, including Ryan Durham, had rushed to assist Gearhart along with the security staff. A college basketball page on Twitter shared a glimpse of how this event unfolded at the Pensacola Bay Center. So, of course, I believe, obviously, Pensacola, I think this match, it was held in Pensacola, Florida. It says a huge fight erupted at South Alabama Coastal Carolina women's basketball game. A female ref got knocked out cold. The caption of the post read, Lord have mercy. I don't know, I gotta keep looking at the clips, okay, not like to clown or anything, but like, I don't know, did she really get knocked out? That is the question. Gearhart was immediately provided with medical assistance following the incident. Harris and Tracy, the centers of the brawl, were ejected from the game after receiving technical fouls. Additionally, Harris received a 1-game suspension under NCAA rules for her disciplinary actions. Houston was suspended for the entire season as she tried to land the first blow on Harris, so they got her up out of there. Okay, since Cordesia Harris and South Alabama eventually had the last laugh as the Jaguars clinched a 10-point win, but it was the rare incident involving game official Gearhart that got all the spotlight on social media as fans didn't hesitate to share their perspectives. You got people saying, like, why would you jump in the middle of a swing? Which, again, that makes sense. It's like when people try to be the hero and try to break up, a street fight or brawls between individuals, two people, be it 3, 4, 5 individuals. But at the same time, guys, she's a ref. Her job is to referee, okay? Make sure that, the game has a consistent pace and flow, ebb and flow. Make sure, like, there's no violations being held on the court, but also to, neutralize a fight when it occurs, which is what happened. Okay, a brawl breaks out. She tried to step in between them. As the ref, okay, she has the authority as the players. You're supposed to defer to the refs. When they tell you to stop fighting or stop doing something, You either gonna obey, listen and obey, or you're gonna get ejected out the game. You're gonna be penalized. You, your coaches, the team as a whole. And unfortunately, see, while she was doing this, so they was getting ready to rumble. She got in between them and got struck. Okay, that's the thing. It's like when you wanna. That's the thing. I'm not a hero. If people want to fight, they're adults. I'm like, let them fight. I'm not about to get in between nobody and break up. A fight. Be it between two adults. Okay, if like I guess like equalness. I guess if somebody getting jumped, I can't help you. Okay, it is what it is. I'm sorry, but I had to come up on here and talk about this whole incident, man. Fighting in women's college basketball is just peak, okay? It happens at least once a year. Remember the whole LSU versus South Carolina when Camila Cardoso pushed Flaw J. Johnson down to the ground, and then her brother, Flaw J. Johnson's brother, tried to jump in. And you see that pretty black referee with the long braids, like she had a fresh install. She literally like tried to get in between them. Was like, you know what? Never mind. She immediately walked out of that situation because she didn't want to get the freaking braids snatched out of her head. Well, Camila Cardoso, like she could take on any and everybody there. I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Guys, comment down below your thoughts on this entire situation.